What's going on, boys and girls? It's your man right here, the one and only Black Avenger, aka the Black Azrael Lee Sanders of the RCWR Show, coming at you with a little bit of breaking news for this slow, lazy Sunday of August 9th, 2015. I think this is a great topic, sets up a great open forum to get you all's input going forward with WWE live events or maybe wrestling events in general. In case you didn't hear about it, it looks like a handful of hours over in British Columbia, there was a WWE live event, and one of the matches had featured some type of a hardcore match between WWE Bonafide Pretty Boy Roman Reigns taking on the creepy and the evil eater of worlds Bray Wyatt. Looked like it was a really good hardcore match that was going on. Now we got to give credit where credit is due, because there's actually been some video footage of what all had transpired at this WWE event. Shout out to RWJC, because he basically recorded the video footage at some point during this hardcore match, whatever the heck it was that was going on. We basically kind of see a fan throw a Money in the Bank briefcase, a replica Money in the Bank briefcase at Roman Reigns. Apparently, it hit Roman Reigns in the back of the head, and he was visibly shaken up. And we had saw fans, they're like wondering what the hell is going on, and then they all start chanting in unison for the person that threw that briefcase to be ejected from the arena. You see security come over, all that. It's like a couple of guys that came over. Even the WWE referee had came over. And I don't know, something weird was going on right there, because when you see the first video, I'm just going to show you the main one, because when you look at the first video is actually a little bit longer. I want you guys to look at the second video. That's where it's really critical. But basically, in the first video, just to sum that one up, you can hear one guy yelling at the other to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. He kept encouraging him to go in, hit the person with the briefcase and all that. And so you kind of can't help but wonder if the person that was sitting over next to RW that was recording, if that person that was doing the encouragement was friends with the person that would ultimately throw the briefcase in at Roman Reigns. I'm going to just play you guys the tail end of what had went down through screen shares here. So kick on back and check this out. I'll come right back in. I've only seen this once. It was briefly, so I'm actually going to be watching this with you all in real time as you all are watching it. I'll give my reactions, and then we're going to go a step further than some of the people that is talking about this right now on YouTube and all throughout social media. I'm going to go a step further and tackle the question on what exactly needs to happen at future WWE live events, because mind you, this is not the first time that something like this has happened, let alone in a WWE live event. So let's go ahead, let's do screen share for you guys, and we will load this up. Okay, take me out of the picture here. Okay, all right, here we go, guys. boy, I tell you, that looked pretty damn good, didn't it? All right, let's get me back in the picture here. Let's see here. See how we can bring me back in here. There we go. All right. So if you missed the tail end of that, even if you're watching this live, you can actually rewind it back. All right. So there you see it. You know, I just got to say, I can't help but when I look at stuff like this, I'm reminded of what had went down with Randy Orton when he was attacked by a fan in South Africa. We covered that a couple of years back. And believe it or not, I still receive comments on a daily basis on that video that we did covering it, like to this very day. That's like one of our all-time, it's high up there as far as view count and comments and all that goes. It's like one of the top 10 videos that we've ever produced. It was so popular that WWE, they decided that since we were showing WWE footage from a live event, that they were gonna just put their ads on it instead of claiming the video, if you will, so that we just pull it down altogether. But yeah, very popular. But I'm reminded of that event. For some weird reason, I can't help but think about that time when Afro Man had punched the hell out of a woman when she had came on the stage. Okay. Uh, this is just, it's getting kind of ridiculous. And I wish that this would just be nipped in the bud already. I mean, the first thing that kind of comes to my mind right now is why was that fan allowed to come to a WWE event with a Money in the Bank briefcase? I mean, I can't help but think from a security standpoint. I've spent almost 10 years in security, so I've protected some of, you know, people, best buildings, you know, law firms. I mean, you name it. All right. From a security standpoint, I don't understand why one would even be allowed to come to an event, a live event, with that type of a foreign object. Now, maybe it varies in different cities, different states, different countries, but I would just think no matter what, just from the security standpoint, that looks a little fishy. Nah, you know, we're going to have to confiscate that, but you can get it back later. Here's a ticket. Come to this window. They'll have it. You know, what's your name? Blah, blah, blah. Record all that. After the show, you go pick it up. You know, kind of like I remember like back in the day, I think they still do this actually. Like if you were to go to the Kennedy Center or whatever, you would, you know, turn in your coats, your jackets or whatever. And after the play was over or whatnot, you come back with your ticket, you know, turn it in. Or when you go to the Corcoran Art Museum, I know I've been there many times. If you want to turn in your coat and all that, so you can feel a little bit more relaxed while you're checking out all the sites, you can do that. Come on back. Boom. You know, sometimes the security, depending on where you go, they'll notice the foreign, whatever's foreign off the break, and they'll be like, hey, you know, you'll need to turn that in. No different than when you go to a grocery store or a clothing store, and maybe the security guard is right there and they say to you, ma'am, sir, you need to turn in your purse, or you need to turn in that drink, whatever. You can get it back when you're done. I'm surprised that something like that hasn't been implemented at these WWE live events. You would think that with 9/11, you know, just from a security standpoint, everybody would be a little bit more on their P's and Q's. Now, to the flip side of that, one can make the argument that, well, when you come to these WWE live events, you're coming as you are. You know, you're coming to represent the WWE. You're coming to root on your favorite diva. You're coming to root on your favorite superstar. All of that, you should be able to come as you are, whether you're dressed up like that superstar or diva, or you're bringing your signs, or you're bringing your replica championship belts and all that. You know, you should be able to come as you are and bring whatever to represent the WWE. I can see that point. But unfortunately, when you have a situation like this one, where in this particular case, it wasn't a fan like with what happened with Randy Orton in South Africa, where a fan had came in and tried to attack Randy Orton. No, you had a fan that from their respected section threw a foreign object at a WWE wrestler. You got a lot of fans. I know there was a time where when you had particular matches that was going on in the 70s or mid 60s, fans wanted to be a part of it. And, when they saw something that was just downright despicable, they would throw, you know, plastic cups of beer, they would throw their snacks, some would throw bottles and all that. I get that. I get that. But the times are changing, man. The times are changing, and it's just changing in a way where when you just really step back and you look at it from a security standpoint, this young man, whoever his parents were, or whatever, or maybe he came by himself, I don't know. I don't care. But when this man came in with that money in the bank briefcase, whoever was manning security for this event, they better pray that they still have their contract, because let me tell you something, when usually something like this goes down, security is the first thing that gets looked at by the client that has hired the security to be there. Okay, so let's say for instance you want to run, I don't know, let's say you want to run a video game store, all right? And you are open until the wee hours of the night. All right. Now, from a security standpoint, you're probably saying to yourself, hey, I'm staying open till kind of late night. It might be a good idea if I hire a guard or somebody until we get ready to close, then they can be dismissed or whatever. Now, if something weird goes down, I don't know, maybe we can just say the place gets robbed. First thing that's going to happen is, well, what was going on with security? Where was security? Why did they not intervene before any craziness had went down, especially if the person looked kind of shady or what have you? Okay, I'm kind of making shit up as we go, but you guys kind of get the point. All right, so just from a security standpoint, I'm telling you, the first thing that's probably going to happen, whoever put the security there at that event, if it's a case where they've had some type of short-term or long-term contract with that security company, the first thing that's going to be looked upon is, did the security company take every single action possible to ensure that everybody was safe, that most importantly, the talent, being WWE, was safe at this event. If protocols and procedures were not met, then unfortunately that security company could be in breach of contract. Therefore, they could lose the contract at that event's gig, which would open up the window of opportunity for another security company to come on in if the bidding is right for that client. Bidding as far as, look, we'll give you X amount of men, X amount of women for X amount of hours for this amount of money. And if it sounds good to the client, then they're going to do business. I want you guys to kind of think about it from that standpoint. I'm just trying to help you guys out. But, I just can't help but once again say, okay, WWE, what are you guys going to do going forward? Because all it takes is a couple of bad apples to make this crap start being a trend. And then other people will latch onto it and, that's actually a pretty damn good idea. Let me do that. Perfect example. You look at what's going on over here with the, I hate this crap. It's an entirely different topic for another time, but the Black Lives Matter newsflash, and this is coming from a black man. All lives matter. I don't care if it's purple. I don't care if it's green. I don't care if it's white. All right. I don't care if you're a Klingon. I don't care if you're a Roman. All right. A Romulan, whatever. All lives matter. It's not just a black thing. It's all lives matter, but you look at the trend that's happening with that. And then you look at the trend that's going on with the movie theater shootings here in North America. It's like geniuses, I say that sarcastically, are now getting the idea, hey, that's actually kind of awesome. Yeah, I think I'm going to go to a theater today, and I think I'm going to shoot a lot of people. It's starting to become a trend. So this is already the second widespread social media-wise instant that has come about where a fan was rudely at a WWE event. WWE, they really need to like nip this in the bud before it starts catching on. I mean, my God, I can't end this without also bringing up that time we had those pranksters that hijacked the SmackDown ring. What was that, earlier this year? Or maybe it was late last year. So going forward, WWE definitely gotta make sure they put some things in motion. And I've been to enough WWE events, and usually once you get past security and you get to your seats, usually before the show starts, they make announcements as far as what could possibly get you ejected and all that other stuff. So I would think that the same announcement was at least made at this event before everything had went down. That's my wishful thinking. Now I want to open the forum to you guys and get you all to comment on what you just saw, what you think needs to happen going forward with these WWE events, good or bad. So post your comments down below. We'll follow up on what y'all have to say on our next Tuesday night edition, live edition at that, podcast of the RCWR Show. You can catch that 10 p.m. Eastern on Spreaker.com. All the links you need is in the episode description down below. And if you can't join us, even more the reason why, you need to check out those links below, as episodes will be available on your favorite platforms such as iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. We're everywhere. Use the keywords the RCWR Show. Give this video a like. When you do, show your love and appreciation for us YouTube video creators. Follow me on Twitter at the RCWR Show. Facebook, Infinity One Productions with an E. Spell out one, Infinity One Productions. That's going to do it. Till next go round, be safe. Be kind to one another. Adios.